that at home really easily.
Yes.
So my chef Anthony here is going to help me. First thing when you're making pasta, we've got to get a dough started.
Alright then mate, so we've got to get this pumpkin on the go.
No, dough.
The dough.
This is a comedy routine, we worked this out. So with dough, when you're making your pasta dough, you want to try and find some double O flour. It's going to make your pasta just really nice, light, hearty. If you can't find it, you can substitute plain flour though.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Alright, so first of all, you just weigh out the flour.
Okay. Where have we got? We've got some eggs. So the two components for our pasta dough that we use at Crosstown are eggs and flour. And we also like to use some oil and milk in it just for richness, that nice glossiness to the pasta. We've got some olive oil here.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Matoli, a bit of extra virgin.
And have we got some beautiful milk from one of the suppliers?
We do, we've got some beautiful. We've got some Dairy Farmers milk here.
Excellent, thank you.
Wash in there. Now, what's your recipe, Anthony? For pasta, I generally go on about 100 grams of flour to 1
100 grams
egg.
of flour, yeah, say probably, we do like a big batch, so we do like 8 egg yolks and 12 whole eggs.
Right, okay. So that gives a really nice rich pasta using the egg yolks and the eggs.
That's it. And then so what I do is, normally I have scales and everything, so I have to go by eye.
Yeah, that's good like that. So can you move in here? Because this here, I'm going to be able to see you. Can you guys see this here now? You're looking at the TVs? Yeah, awesome.
So basically all you've got your egg yolks and whole eggs in this. So basically I have my flour.
And really, I mean, there are so many there's different sized eggs, there's different types of flour. You may not be able to get the double O flour. Just use your hands, get in there. We've got a little bit of bucket at the back.
So basically I'm just going to fold this in.
So it does really go by feel, doesn't it, Kate?
Yes.
Like really.
Yeah, making pasta dough is something you need to, get out and do and get a bit of practice at, because the more times you actually do it at home, the better feel you're going to get for how the pasta is going to come together, how much egg yolk you're going to need to add to the flour. I mean, egg yolk's different size, eggs different size. You just want to give it a go a few times to know how much cohesion you're going to need for that dough.
There's a bit of a rule of thumb. It's better if your pasta dough is a little bit wet, because you can always go in with more flour. But if it ends up really dry, if after Anthony has kneaded this and brings this together, it looks a little bit dry now, and he's going to bring that together. But if it is really dry and crumbly in the beginning, you guys, unfortunately, if you've got chooks, it's lunch. You throw it in the chook pan, or alternatively, you've got to pop it in the bin and start fresh. If it's too dry, you can't really add any more liquid, because it becomes a really bad consistency, and you might as well just start fresh. But this is looking fantastic. So you want to start, and it is a process. Now there's two options. You can do it by hand, which I always advise. By hand first to get the feel of it.
Absolutely, you need to start off doing it by hand, upgrade to a machine. If
That's
you want
right.
it for ease, it's a convenient thing to get a pasta dough happening in a machine.
And you can use your KitchenAid with the dough hook. You just throw everything in together, your eggs, your flour, a bit of salt, your oil. If you want to do this recipe with a bit of milk, turn it on low until it comes together, and then increase the speed and let it, that's almost kneading. You really need to knead pasta for say 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
So it's got a tight stretch, right?
Yeah, I'm just watching, I'm kneading by osmosis through Anthony. I'm enjoying making my head chef actually do all the work here. This is a very rare opportunity. So he's got to work all of that flour in, get that pasta dough. What you're wanting it to do is come together, be all one mass, but have a nice shine to it. And that means everything's incorporated. You're going to be ready to rest it. And that's one of the most important things, resting your pasta dough. After you've got it all together, you want to wrap it up, get it in the fridge, and you want to get it rested for at least an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a dish that you can really make. You can start it the day before. The great thing about it, start the pasta dough the day before, get it in the fridge. There's nothing you need to do.
So it needs to be really smooth. So
keep on going, Anthony.
Keep on going. Although I do see here, Anthony, I love the whole. I'm a huge fan of here's what we prepared earlier.
Yes.
So we've got to do the Huey thing and bring it out from underneath the miracle table.
So there's a batch, and you'll notice that it's nice and smooth. It's quite shiny. So this you end up with a really like that sort of texture. It's really nice and smooth, and none of these sort of lumps. That kind of looks like the outside of my thigh at the moment. You want the inside of the arm. I'm serious. Since I got back from Italy, it's never the same.
Honestly,
And you keep kneading, and then of course, yeah, resting, and then you end up with a nice dough. Now, when you're looking for, because often people say to me, oh, look, I made pasta, and then when I went to roll it, I used my pasta machine, and it was really sloppy. You want like a nice tight, like when you go to pull it, you want it so that it's nice and tight. You don't want it stretchy, do you?
No, one of the things that we do, we go by sticking it. It's a bit hard with what we're working with now, but if we had this all coming together, when you press on your pasta dough, you want it to bounce back. It should almost be like a sponge cake. It should just not leave a big indent. It should come back straight out.
And that's the gluten. So with dough, in comparison, if you're making pastry, you just bring it together, you let it rest, you leave it. With dough, you really want to work that gluten right into the dough, so you do get, and that's how it gives you that really nice bite into the pasta as well. So if you've ever made pasta before and it's been a bit sloppy, or you've gone to put it through your pasta machine, or even after you brought it out of the fridge, it's been a bit sticky and sloppy, you may not have worked it enough, you might have a little too much. Okay, so this looks great.
So this